Hey guys, a long time no see. It has been a minute since I sat down and filmed a makeup video for you guys, and I decided why not create a fun Halloween look. It is October, it is Halloween season as I like to call it, and I thought this would be a perfect introduction to my first Halloween video because I've never done a look like this before or anything kind of fun. This look is so achievable. It is very hard to mess up. It's very simple. It's just really fun, just throwing kind of colors that really complement each other and then adding these cute little stars. And as somebody who has very shaky hands, I think the stars turned out pretty good. I think with that, they came out pretty dang good. I'm very happy with how this look turned out. So if you guys want to see how I got this makeup look, then please keep on watching. And as always, if you try this look, please tag me on Instagram. I would love to see your guys' recreations of this look. I think that would be so much fun. As always, I will see you guys in my next video. Let's get this video started. So to start off, I'm going to take my Jh42 foundation brush with the Glossier Future Dew Primer and my Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Hydrating Foundation in shade 210. Then my Too Faced Born This Way powder, and I'm just going to use that to set my entire face. Now this is just super simple before we go into all the fun colors here in just a second. For this look, I am going to use the Jaclyn Hill x Morphe Volume 2 palette. Now I'm going to create this look entirely using this palette alone, along with a single eyeshadow from Anastasia Beverly Hills. I'm going to take my Jh42 under eye setting brush and take the color Therapy Sesh and begin applying this under my eye where I'm kind of sculpting out where I want this look to kind of start and end. I don't want to bring it too far down, but I also don't want to leave it too high. I want to have a nice little, almost like a Batman mask, except really bright, fun colors. And of course, I tried this look out the day before, and I did not clean my pan, so the pink shadows that I used next are kind of mixed in with this purple, which is why it's showing up a little bit more pink than purple. But I'm just gonna go again, sculpting this out. This is such a fun look and it's so easy. I am so blown away with how well this turned out. And you can see right here, it's a little bit more purple because I did go back and clean it out because I was not liking the way that it was turning out so far. So I'm just going to continue adding the color Therapy Sesh and blending it into my skin until I am ready to move on to the next color. And it's just going to be a lot of adding and blending and adding and blending until I have the perfect galaxy background before I move on to the fun dots and stars. Still using that same Jh42 brush, I'm going to mix together the colors Lolli Mama and Tipsy Girl. One is a nice muted pink and the other is a super bright neon pink color. And I'm just going to be adding some more depth and definition on top of that color Therapy Sesh before blending it in and moving on to my next color. So blending and adding and blending again. Once again, using that same Jh42 brush, I'm dipping it into the color Not My Journey. This is a very nice dark purple, and it really helps add some of that purple back in since those peaks are very pigmented and very bright. And I want to predominantly focus this on the outer side of my face, almost like a bronzer, just to kind of add some little depth and definition, but I also did drag it over the rest of my face to kind of bring back some of that purple color that we lost as we added in those pinks, because like I said, they are very, very pigmented. This is a really fun look. I had fun just kind of experimenting, adding colors, mixing colors. You can use any colors that you have. I think this is a pretty universal look as long as you have colors that are complementary and you have them on hand in your collection. You can definitely achieve this same look. One thing I will say, if you do want to do a multicolor look like this, I would maybe recommend using more than one brush. Given that this was really the best brush that I had and the only one I could really use, I made it work. But if you want to keep it a little bit separated, instead of mixing all those colors on one brush, that would be my little tip for you guys. Using the Real Techniques Expert Concealer brush, I'm going to mix the colors Good Place and A Moment. These are both shimmery pinky purple shades. I thought this would look and make a really great highlight. I liked that I wanted to add a little shimmer, but I didn't want to go overboard using all shimmer shades. And since this look is predominantly matte, I thought adding a little pop of shimmer would really complement this look nicely. And I also wanted to use colors that were complementary. I didn't want to use anything gold or silver, so I thought these were a nice little duo mix to kind of create my own highlight shade. And then I'm just going to use that same brush that we used to add all of those colors in, the Jh07, and just kind of blend that in a little bit so it's not super harsh. Taking my Jh30 fluffy brush, I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills single eyeshadow in the shade Venice. It is a beautiful blue, almost icy blue, it looks like here on camera, but I absolutely love how this color added some more depth and definition while also adding a little bit of sparkle. So I'm just going to blend this in all over my nose and bringing it up into the inner corners of my eye and kind of sweeping that up in there, getting it nice and blended out. I really love this color. I cannot wait to use it in some other makeup looks outside of this Galaxy makeup tutorial. But again, I'm just going to keep adding that color and blending it in with all of those pinks and purples on my cheeks. Using my Jh07 brush, I'm just going to make sure everything is nice and blended. Using that Real Techniques brush, once again, I'm taking the colors A Good Place and A Moment and just adding that to the very tip of my nose to add a nice little pop. And then I'm going to take that Jh30 brush again with that Venice single eyeshadow and apply it once more over top of those other colors, and then I'm just going to use my finger to help kind of blend that out, but I wanted my nose, the tip of it, to just kind of pop a little bit more. So I'm just kind of mixing and adding those colors together. Moving on to my eyes, I'm taking my matte paint pot in Painterly and Stila eyeshadow in the shade Kitten on my Jh41 lid shade brush. Now I thought this was the perfect shade. We've got pinks, we've got purples, so I decided to go with a pinky champagne color for all over my eyelid. I thought this would be very nice and complimentary without going too crazy, since this eye look is very colorful already. Taking my M441 blending brush, I'm going to take the colors Lolli Mama and Tipsy Girl and begin buffing that into my crease and windshield wiper motions. I thought this would be the most complimentary since we already use these shades all over my face. I thought it really helped kind of tie together the look. So just patting and then buffing back and forth and really making this nice and blown out and bringing that up close to my brow bone, but not all the way. Since I got a little messy with bringing that crease shade a little bit too far, I'm just going to go back in with that Stila eyeshadow and quickly just clean that up a little bit so that it still pops and looks really nice and blended together. So once I'm done adding this, I'm going to take my M441 blending brush once again and kind of buff out that line so we have no harsh edges. Taking my Jh41 inner corner highlight brush, I'm going to dip it into the holographic shade I'm in it and apply this to my brow bone and my inner corner. I think this is a beautiful and unique highlight shade. I love that it's holographic. Taking my NYX Cosmetic micro brow pencil, I am going to sculpt out my brows, my least favorite part of my makeup. However, my brows did turn out to look really nice this time, so I don't really know what happened, but I'm glad they turned out way better than they normally do. Once I am satisfied with the shape of my brow, I am just going to flip my pencil over and use the spoolie to buff it out to make sure that we have no harsh lines and everything is nice and soft. Once again, very surprised they turned out this good. Moving on to the fun part, now that our face is completely done, I am going to use the NYX liquid white eyeliner to create the stars and little dots all over my face. Now, since I did experiment and I did this look the other day, I will say, one, I have an incredibly shaky hand, which has created quite the pickle. And two, to have the best control, I would recommend doing an X first and then doing the line down the middle to create the stars. I found that I had the most control doing it that way. And using this liquid liner, it is very pigmented, but I will say in order to have the best line and pigmentation, you're going to want to dip in every once in a while. So maybe create that X and then dip it in one more time to create the line in the middle. Otherwise, this is probably the funnest part and what I really believe truly ties this whole look together. So as you can see, just doing little dots and then creating stars. Sometimes I am creating the stars over where I put the dots, and yeah, that just seemed to be the most easy for me to make sure that I had a nice cohesive makeup look. Now that we are done with one side, thanks to some awesome movie magic, we are completely finished doing the stars all over our face. And this is how it turned out. I'm going to quickly curl my lashes and then go in with my tried and true Glossier Lash Slick as my mascara and give my lashes a nice coat before I go in with some falsies. For lips, I'm keeping it simple using this Bareminerals liquid lipstick in the shade Boss. As you can see, it is very close to my natural lip color, but just gives it a little bit of an enhancement. Over top of that, I'm using Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in the shade Fussy. Here is the finished look, you guys. I guess I didn't record me putting lashes on, but I used House of Lashes Mini Nior Fairy. I also added these beautiful earrings. I got these from Nanette Bijou. I hope I'm saying that right. If I'm not, I'm so sorry. She was kind enough to send these to me. I hope you guys really enjoyed this fun Halloween Galaxy makeup look. If you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram. That is where I am the most active. And as always, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!